All right. Thanks, you guys, for joining me for today's Q&A. We are live on the 1st of August. I know, we're running out of summer. Speaking of summer, you guys, the APU units, they're working overtime. So if you're having any issues with them, check out our YouTube channel because we have a couple of different tutorials on how to fix your APU units or how to troubleshoot them. There's a couple of quick fixes that would surprise you if you've never tried it before. But if you are having issues, sometimes if you just turn the knob all the way over to one side and then turn it all the way off again before basically it resets it, that's one way to do it. But there's a number of different troubleshooting techniques that our maintenance department has put together in that APU video. So check it out. It's handy. And I know it's this time of year where things are getting a little hot and you guys are getting uncomfortable. So we want you to be comfortable going down the road as well as when you've got your break and you need to chill and relax a bit, right? All right. Thanks for joining me today, you guys. It is time for our Q&A, which means if you have any questions, make sure you put it in the chat and then I'll answer them as they come in. In the meantime, I'll tell you a little bit about some of the available positions that we have here at Decker, what's going on, and how we can help you. As always, again, if you have questions and you're putting it in the chat, if you can include your zip code or your city and state, but your zip code, your location, and maybe some amount of experience that you have, I can be a little bit more specific in my answers so that you know what we have and what you'd be getting paid and what position and all that good stuff. So that's that. All right. Katie's here. Hello from Decker Marketing, she says. Fort Dodge. All right, fantastic. Speaking of Fort Dodge, first question I got asked this morning was where we're located. We are located, our main terminal is Fort Dodge, Iowa. And we do have a couple of other terminals. The gentleman asking was actually out of the Milwaukee area. We do have terminals in Hammond and we have Sperry and Mediapolis. We have a shop in Des Moines. We have a terminal in Missoula, Montana, in Bessemer, Alabama. So we've got a couple all over the place. But orientation is actually in Fort Dodge. That's where you come for orientation. And that's where it starts. That's where it started. So it's all right there. Hope everyone's doing well, and let's get started, shall we? All right, so let's talk about orientation. What's the process? What does it look like? How long is it? Do you get paid? All that good stuff. We do have a couple of training positions that are available on a weekly basis. Your training would be about 3 weeks out on the road with a trainer. That's after a week-long orientation. So that's for somebody who doesn't have any experience but just is a recent graduate of a school. If you've recently graduated from a certified school, then we can move you in that direction towards the training. And that goes for both flatbed and refrigerated as long as it's more of our regional. Our over-the-road flatbed, however, does require a full 6 months of flatbed experience, flatbed-specific experience, in order to qualify for that position. The exception to that is if you have 1 year of tractor trailer, and then we can train you for that flatbed opportunity. But our Midwest and regional flatbed can train from day one as soon as you've completed your course and graduated and all that good stuff. And yes, we do have a reimbursement program. For those of you who are recent graduates, we reimburse up to $6,000. And that, in order to do that, we do need to make sure that we have your financials. So it's up to $6,000. If your course was $5,500 or $5,000 or whatever, we'll pay up to that amount. And you get paid $200 a month. Once you've been here for 90 days, it's $200 a month to you. We're not paying the financial or educational facility. We are actually paying you because it's a reimbursement. And again, it's $200 a month after you've been here for 90 days. That's the training part. All right. Now the orientation, it's a week long for a student. It's a week long orientation, and we do pay you $500 for completing orientation. And that's when you go out with a trainer, and then you'll be getting your own truck in 3 weeks to a month to get you situated. You can bring the truck home with you. The only exception is in the state of Montana, because we've got the terminal in Missoula. It's a lot of through freight, but not a lot of right there in the state freight. I didn't realize I was going to rhyme, but there you have it. So we've got over the road, we've got regional, refrigerated, flatbed. For our experienced drivers, we do offer a sign-on bonus. So we do offer currently a $2,000 sign-on bonus, and that pays $500 on first dispatch, $500 at 60 or at 30, 60, and 90, I believe, for the payouts on that sign-on bonus. For more specifics, for more details, I have this number flash in here. It's 877-433-2537. That is our recruiting department. Talk to one of our recruiters, get some more details. And like I said, it's going to be more specific to you, what your experience level is, where you're located, what you're looking for. So the best thing to do is to get a hold of one of the recruiters. Let's see, what else can I tell you about orientation? So yes, for our experienced drivers, we do offer a sign-on bonus, a $2,000 sign-on bonus. Orientation for our experienced drivers is only 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And you do get paid the $500 for completing orientation, but once you've completed orientation, you will get into your truck. So instead of going with a trainer, like a student would, you'd be getting into your truck. It's probably a given for some of you, but I want to make sure that we're all on the same page. So getting into your truck would mean a walkthrough with the maintenance department and the onboarding department here at Decker, and they will go through they'll basically go through a checklist with you of how to run some of the amenities in the truck. Our trucks are fully equipped. I mean, they've got all sorts of amenities, quite awesome. And it's anything from APUs and inverters and refrigerators and microwaves, Epic View satellite TV, it's computer programming, it's satellite programming, it's 100 plus channels, including HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, so quite a bit there. We also have free Wi-Fi in the trucks through our TransFlow Geotab system. That's also available. For those of you wondering how to turn on the Wi-Fi, we also have a tutorial on our YouTube channel here that will show you how to link the Wi-Fi so that if you're going to stream music or stream videos, you can do that with ease using your cell phone. The tablet itself is hooked up it's through our Verizon, but you can just stream right there. So if you have a Sirius Radio subscription and you would rather listen to Sirius Radio, we have all of the equipment there. You just have to hold the subscription. Unlike the television, we hold the Epic View satellite TV programming for you. We cover that. But the streaming, like I said, that's free. You just need to log in and make sure that you're connected, that the password is connected to the Wi-Fi through the TransFlow Geotab unit. Also with the trucks, they're mostly the 579 Peterbilts. We have a few Volvos. We have a few Cascadia Evolutions. The Volvos for flatbed are mostly the 740s. The Volvos for the refrigerated are 760s, 860s, and some 780s. And it's the Freightliners or the Cascadia Evolutions. And then the Peterbilts, mostly the 579s. That's the majority of all of our trucks are the 579s. We do have a couple of 389s. I say a couple, but we actually have quite a few of those as well. And you'll see those the 389s are basically our veteran drivers. So they have 15 plus years here at Decker of experience, and they get to spec their trucks a little bit. So they're pretty sharp. I know those 389s are a bit of an eye catcher. Most of our trucks are automatics. Very few are manuals. The ones that are manuals are usually those 389s. So I don't expect you to come aboard straight in to Decker here and get a 389. I do expect you to see a 589 or a 579, but I do want you to be aware of what kind of equipment we have, because you're going to see it on the road, and you've probably already seen it on the road. And I don't want you to be surprised by what you're seeing and question I'm sure it's a 389 that I'm seeing. You know what? odds are you are correct. Those are our veteran drivers. The 579s are the majority of our trucks. They are all equipped with all kinds of these goodies, you guys. These amenities come with the Peterbilts, the Volvos, the Freightliners. We have them all equipped. The only exception for amenities, and I'm not sure if you would consider it amenity or not, but we have solar panels on our Freightliners, and those those are kind of a testing period that we're doing to see how well those solar panels are helping the lifetime of our APU units. Especially when you're out there in the sun, you've got these beautiful days. If we can utilize those solar panels, that's fantastic. So that's something that we're trying on our Freightliners. APU units are fantastic. When we got them several years ago, it must be 6 years ago since we started that. But once we got the APU units, we were really excited because we knew it was going to save on fuel. We knew it was going to be really comfortable for our drivers in the truck because they'd have the air conditioning on these really hot days. We have bunk heaters in the truck as well, so we weren't as concerned with the winter months with the APUs or lack of APUs at the time. But now that we have them, August and the beginning of September are much more comfortable for our drivers, which is fantastic. But APUs are they do come with additional maintenance, and that's why we provide some of those videos for you, those tutorial videos, so that you can fix it. Because sometimes it is a quick fix, and you can get back to being comfortable instead of struggling with a little bit of troubleshooting. But that's with pretty much anything, right? You don't know what you don't know, and we want to make sure that we are equipping you with the knowledge so that you can get rolling or relax in comfort there. Our trucks come very well equipped. We do have double bunks, or they pretty much all are double bunks that I'm aware of, besides maybe a local here and there. Speaking of local, we do have some more. We don't have home daily currently available. What we do have is a home weekly, and we've got a couple of different ones for the home weekly. So if you are looking for refrigerated and home weekly, we've got some options for you there. We'll take a look at some of the hiring areas for that. If you're looking for home weekly in our flatbed division, we've got a few areas that we're hiring for that as well. And then of course our over the road, we have a much broader hiring area for our over the road in refrigerated. If you decide to stay out 7 days, come home for 2, out for 11 days, come home for 3. Basically, it's usually a day and a half for every 7 days out if you're looking for a balance there. So we're pretty good about that. Since we're talking about it, let's take a look at one of our more regional flatbed divisions. It's our Midwest flatbed. We currently have some availability there. Most of the running area for this Midwest flatbed, there we go, is going to be, for the most part, the Dakotas, Kansas, Oklahoma. A ton of Iowa, Nebraska, Illinois, Indiana, some into Kentucky, fair amount of Wisconsin and Michigan, over into PA. So we're pretty much all the way heavy within the Midwest. Hiring-wise, now those are the running lanes. The hiring-wise, we do have positions available out of Wisconsin, Fort Dodge, Iowa, and towards the east, towards Columbus, Ohio, anywhere in between there, as far south as St. Louis, and even even Evansville, Indiana. So we also have some there. Up north, all the way to Green Bay. All the way to Green Bay as well. So again, if you have questions, if this is a position that you're interested in, please reach out to our recruiters, and here's the number 877-433-2537 so that we can visit with you a little bit about what you're looking for, make sure that you qualify, and that this is the type of position you're looking for. So this one guarantees $14.50 a week. $14.50 a week, and there is no if your rate of pay per mile, which is based off of your experience, and the miles that you run, if they're greater than the $14.50, then you'll get the better of the two. Perfect. I just got a notice, and I want to stop where I'm at for just a second. For those of you who are aware, the Bessemer location looks like the power went out there, so they don't have any ETA on when that's going to be back up. But in Bessemer, Alabama, and I'm not sure how far out that power outage is, but I do know that it's affecting our Bessemer location. So if you are trying to get a hold of your driver manager, that just know that it's down for right now. We'll go post into our Facebook group. Thank you, Katie, for doing that. She's going to go post real quick for just to let everybody else know that might be trying to get a hold of Idea. That being said, if you need something, please just get a hold of us at our 515-576-4141, and we'll have another DM to help take care of you if you have questions that need answered. So remember, we have backups for you so that you're not struggling to get a hold of just that one DM without any answers. We will be able to take care of you. So, same with our night ops. You know, we have night ops to cover for operations after hours. We have maintenance support that's 24/7 as well. So trucking is 24/7, right? 24/7, and you've got the support 24/7 as well. We got you covered. Okay, so back to the 1450. The 1450, and I'm calling it 1450. It's a guarantee of 1450 a week, 1,450. It's Midwest flatbed. It gets you home on a weekly basis, usually coming home on a Friday night or a Saturday morning, and then leaving back out either Sunday night or a Monday morning. Normally, for this flatbed position, that's pretty normal. And the the Monday delivery is usually around 7 a.m. So you want to get out of the house in time for that 7 a.m. delivery. You want to be, if it's a first come, first serve, you want to be the first one out of there because it makes your week go a lot smoother. So get out there right away. Let's see, guaranteed pay. Here are the requirements, something that you need to know. And again, if your rate of pay per mile, which is based on your experience, and the miles you ran is greater than the 1450, then you'll get the better of the two. Our flatbed division pays up to 70 cents a mile based on experience. So it's currently up to 70 cents a mile. 10 cents of that's per diem, so you're not taxed on it. And the guaranteed requirements. All right, here we go. Be available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week. Like I said, Monday through Friday, definitely you guys, because with flatbed, it's pretty common that they're not always loading on a Saturday or Sunday. They rarely are, I should mention. So be available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week. No load refusals. In order to qualify for the minimum page, there's no load refusals. That being said, you still can qualify for your rate of pay per mile and miles that you run. I mean, not qualify. I mean, you've earned it. That's what it is. But for the qualifying for the minimum pay, being available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week, no load refusals, no driver service failures, so no late loads. The exception to a late load is if it's a customer delay. If it's a customer, a shipper, receiver delay, then we're already communicating with them on that. When it's a driver-related service failure, that's when it would disqualify you for the guaranteed or minimum pay. But again, that would be falling back on you. No CSA points for the week. No preventable accidents for the week. And last but not least, get your paperwork in on time. You get your paperwork in, and you can scan that in through the Transflow Geotab unit. You scan that in, gets over to payroll, and you must have it in by Tuesday night in order to get paid Friday for it. So the cutoff is Tuesday, you're paid on Friday. The easiest way to do this, you guys, is as long as you've completed your load, get your paperwork in. And it's, it could be easier said than done because there are obstacles that you have out there on the road that would prevent you from getting them in at that very moment. But ideally, as soon as you've completed that load, get that paperwork in. And that way you're not chasing the paperwork. You're not waiting till the very last minute and then all of a sudden, oh no, something didn't go through and you're not sure what didn't go through. As long as you're doing it as soon as you can after your load, you'll probably be safe. So, but yes, the cutoff is Tuesday night in order to get paid Friday for it. It is direct deposit. You will get a notification on Thursday, usually around noon, what your, or early afternoon, I should say, what you can expect for your check on Friday morning. What else can I tell you? That's the $14.50. So here's just a look-see at what you can expect for the majority of the running lanes. Now, I say majority because every once in a while you might have a run that goes into Fort Smith, Arkansas, or Tennessee. But for the most part, most of your runs are going to be in yellow here. And the hiring area for this $14.50, it's in red. So that gives you a clear understanding of the majority of our running lanes. And again, this is a home weekly opportunity for you for that $14.50. If it's something you're interested in, make sure you give us a call, 877-433-2537, or you can apply online at drivedecker.com. Cool. All right, so we also have a team opportunity. The team opportunity is more Midwest to the Northwest for the most part. You can run coast to coast with it, but there are going to be a lot of runs that run from the Northwest to the Midwest and back and forth. Every once in a while, you could be covering a load for one of our dedicated refrigerated teams. That specific team, the dedicated refrigerated, they are actually touch freight or have touch freight, where our other refrigerated division doesn't. So if this team opportunity is something you're interested in, I do want to give you a heads up on the freight that you could be helping with or supporting some of our dedicated runs or drivers with. And that is rolling the carts on and rolling the carts off. They're bread loads. So it's not, you're not lifting, but you are pushing the carts on and off the truck. And they can be about 400 pounds. So they are hefty. There we go. They are heavier. If the two of you are rolling them on and off together, it's much safer. We do have some drivers who choose to do it individually. That's fine. You're just taking your time and you're following all the safety protocols. And of course, you do get paid extra for rolling them on and rolling them off or lumpering them. But that's the only type of lumpering that our team or our refrigerated division does, is just those bread loads. The rest of it is no touch freight, and we take care of the lumpers for you. You don't need to worry about that stuff, right? Okay. But the team opportunity, it does pay 60 cents a mile as a base. There are several bonus features for the teams that you can earn. We have our mileage bonus. So that is, first of all, you get your weekly pay, which is 60 cents a mile on all the miles that you completed as a team. That's split to the truck. And then you have the mileage bonus, which is paid the month following when you ran it. So everything that was completed or ran in June is paid around the third. I think it was paid the 21st or 21st, I think. It's usually the third pay period of the month following it. So it would be paid in July. And that is up to an extra 8 cents more per mile for just the mileage bonus for the teams. If you run between, there's stair steps. So if you run between 12 and 14,000 miles for the month, you're going to get an extra 2 cents a mile. An extra 4 cents a mile if it's between 14 to 16,000 miles a month. 16 to 18 is an extra 6 cents a mile, and anything over 18,000 miles a month for the team is an extra 8 cents a mile. I can tell you that our teams are running well over 20,000 miles a month, usually around the 24 to 26,000 miles a month for our teams. So that gives you a clear picture of that extra 8 cents a mile. Again, split to the truck. That's paid in one settlement around the third pay period of the month following when you ran it. So that is separate than your weekly pay. That's the mileage bonus. But you also have, as a team, you also have the opportunity to earn up to 5 cents more per mile for the safety bonus and scorecard bonus combined. Safety is 1 cent per mile. scorecard is up to 4 cents per mile. And it's on all dispatch miles, so it's loaded and empty, but that you would qualify. So you have that opportunity as well to earn. All right, so that's the team opportunity that we currently have. If you guys have any questions, as I said before, the number coming across the screen, 877-433-2537. We'll be able to talk to one of the recruiters and they'll be able to give you some more details. We also have our over-the-road refrigerated, which are solo positions. If you're looking to stay more towards the Midwest, more regional, we have that opportunity. And let me see if I can show you a little bit of idea here. So if you live, for the most part, if you live east of Cheyenne, in anything here that you see red, then that would be, we would be able to get you home every 11 days or so for 3 days of home time. So that kind of gives you an idea of the home time opportunity. We also have a home every 5 days and then home for 2 days. So you're out on the road for 5 days at a time and then home for 2. That one is going to be a little bit, not a little bit, that one is going to be a smaller hiring area for you. Mostly the state of, I'm trying to think here, most of Iowa, Chicago area over to Fort Wayne, Indiana. That's going to be included in that. Down towards Kansas City as well. So basically Omaha, Sioux City, Kansas City, into the state of Iowa, pretty much all of Iowa, for this 5 days out and home for 2 days. So 5 days out on the road, home for 2 is one option. If one of these positions is something that you want to talk to the recruiter about, give them a call. It's 877-433-2537. Let them know which one you had in mind, or just ask what's available out of your area, and they'll be able to give you a list, or maybe it's just 1 or 2 options out of your neck of the woods. So go ahead and give them a call. Now, we do have a guaranteed minimum pay in all of these divisions for the 5 days out and 2 days home. My pinky didn't want to stay down. 5 days out and 2 days home. That one guarantees a minimum of $700 a week. And if your rate of pay per mile and the number of miles that you run exceed that 700, then you're going to get the better of the two. Your rate of pay per mile is anywhere up to 65 cents a mile to start. You get a penny raise after 90 days. You'll get a penny raise every year on your anniversary. It currently caps at 70 cents a mile right now. So again, based off of your experience level, we can give you an idea of what your rate of pay per mile would be. 877-433-2537 to talk to a recruiter. Or you can apply online at drivedecker.com and you can speak to him after that. Also, let's see, we've got our over-the-road refrigerated. If you live in Missoula, Montana, if you live in, towards Butte, areas of Montana, you just leave your tractor and trailer in Missoula on your home time. I mentioned before that we have a terminal there. Orientation is always in Fort Dodge. So always in Fort Dodge right now. And for experienced drivers, it is $500 for completing orientation. Plus, you get the sign-on bonus, which pays out at first dispatch 30, 60, and 90 days. I think that's how it was, right? And then, let me double check on that, because I feel like I'm saying the wrong, let's see. Okay, so sign-on bonus is $2,000. $2,000, it pays out after 60, 90, and 180 days. There we go, 60, 90, and 180 days. So first dispatch, and then 60, 90, 180. All right. And it's $500 installments. And that will be on your weekly settlement as well. Okay, what else can I tell you? The guaranteed minimum is going to be the same. You must be available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week. Your home time in the refrigerated division, we cannot guarantee that your home time will be on the weekend. Refrigerated freight sometimes runs into Saturday, sometimes Sunday morning. So we can't guarantee that your home time is always on the weekend. Flatbed, you're more likely to see the weekend than you would be in the refrigerated division. Okay. Be available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week. No load refusals. No driver service failures. Get your paperwork in on time. Tuesday night is the cutoff still. And no CSA violations for the week. No preventable accidents for the week. And that's it. Those are the 6 requirements. I do want to mention, when it comes to the paperwork, like I said before, you just get it in by Tuesday night. You're paid on Friday by it. But I want to mention that if you had a preventable incident or a CSA violation, that would disqualify you for that week alone for the minimum pay, but it won't have any bearing on the week before or the week after. So keep that in mind. Just be well aware of that. That being said, if your violation was a major moving violation, then that's a completely different story. That we cannot work with a major moving violation within the last 3 years. Okay, so no major moving violation in the last 3 years. That's going to include things like a 15 over speeding ticket, or a following too close, or an erratic lane change, or reckless, careless. Those are all have to be at least 3 years old, because those are major moving violations. Minor moving violation, at least according to the insurance company, would be something like a speeding 5 over, 2 over, or being in the wrong lane for too long, something like that. Those are going to be considered minor. Hey, I just got a notice that the Bessemer terminal is back online, so we now have power back at the terminal. So looks like the power outage has been taken care of. So excellent. Big Daddy Trucker Sean, hey, says, good afternoon. I'm looking at going back OTR. Haven't been on the road in over 5 years. Do you have an active Class A, or you do have an active Class A with a current med card? Do you offer a refresher or trainer? Yes, we do. If you go through a refresher, that's what I should say. If you go through a refresher, then yes, we would bring you aboard as a trainee. You just wouldn't have to go out with a trainer for as long. It's a case-by-case basis. You're going to have the road test just like anybody else, and from that, we would determine how long you'd have to be with a trainer. How much experience you had before would have a large bearing on whether or not the training and what that would take. But yes, if you've done a refresher course, we do accept refresher courses, especially if you have multiple years. Now, give you another scenario, if you have 5-10 years of experience and you've been off the road for 5 years, then you wouldn't have to go with a trainer as long as someone who has been off the road for 5 years but only had a year of experience. Those are totally different scenarios in our eyes because of the amount of experience before coming off the road. I hope that helps to understand what it is. But yes, when it comes to the medical card, if you have a current medical card and it's good for at least 6 more months, and you've had it for at least 6 months, then we can usually use that. We would just need to you would just need to send over the long form so that our onboarding can sign off on it and we could go make sure that we've got it all covered. Otherwise, we can set up a physical for you before you even get here. That's our preferred way of doing it, as well as the drug test. So you do have a urinalysis and the physical we want taken care of ahead of time, but you do have a hair follicle once you arrive in Fort Dodge. So we've got that as well. Big Daddy says, clean MVR, no points, and clean background. Excellent. So obviously that helps as well. So we can take a look at what your overall experience was prior to getting off the road. Sound good? Okay. Yeah, there's always a one-off or two-off scenario that's a little bit different. It is case by case in that situation. So feel free to get a hold of one of the recruiters, and they can petition to see what we can do for you. 877-433-2537. But yes, we would need the medical card. Sorry. Noticing this too, I see that a lot of unfortunately, reading some of the articles with yellow. I know I'm changing trains here, but I was just received a message here from someone who was working for Yellow Freight. Obviously, very sorry to hear about your loss, your job loss, and for those of you who are interested in coming aboard or want to speak to one of our recruiters, feel free to give them a call. Sounds like we have definitely been getting a fair amount of calls, and if you are a current driver here at Decker and you're speaking to somebody, whether it be from Yellow or from anywhere else, we do have a referral program, and make sure that you guys are giving your name to the person you're referring so that we can track that for you as well. Our referral program last year earned our top referrer, right? Yeah, the person who referred people the most, that's the referrer, okay. He won. He earned an extra $11,000 for the year just on referrals. $11,000. It's a great bonus. So yeah, we do have a referral program. It's $1,500 per driver that you refer within, it pays within 90 days. So first dispatch, and then at 30, 60, and 90. That's why my confusion earlier with the sign-on bonus. So yeah, that's available to all of our current drivers. If you guys have questions or wondering if somebody called in with your name as a referral, you can look into that. And also, if you get a hold of the recruiter on the person's behalf, the driver's behalf, then we'll be able to track that for you as well. We also, if you take a look, bear with me here. I'm going to grab my referral card so you can take a look at it. But we have a referral card that you guys might have seen, and it's probably at the terminal. And on here is a telephone number that you can text. It's 515-517-6928. So again, if you text 515-517, can I get that to you? Can you see that? Oh, it's a light. My light circles it. 6928. That number is the number to text, and it'll ask you for your name, but it'll also ask for the individual that you're referring. And it keeps you connected so that you get that referral. Get credit. That's the word I was looking for. The word is credit. All right. We've talked about refrigerated. We've talked about flatbed. We've talked about over the road. We've talked about some more regional positions. We've talked about teams. One thing I did talk about is our dedicated flatbed that's out of Nashville, Arkansas. We have filled one of those positions. We had 2 available, so we still have 1 available. Usually we fill those in-house, and that's what happened with the first one. If you are interested in our dedicated flatbed opportunity, it runs from Nashville, Arkansas to Dallas, into Houston, into Monroe, Louisiana, into Shreveport, Louisiana, pretty much around that defined area. Then we can get you home on a weekly basis. You're guaranteed a minimum of $1,000 a week. And yeah, it's miles and runs. I mean, it'll keep you busy. So that is the dedicated flatbed opportunity. We do require that you have a very minimum of a year of experience for that one. You must have at least a year of flatbed experience. It does have to be flatbed for this position, this dedicated. Okay. All right. I want to do a huge shout out to our Driver of the Month winners this month. Last week we talked about 2 of our bonuses. We have our scorecard bonus and we have our safety bonus. love the scorecard bonus. I know you guys love to improve your performance. A lot of you are really competitive and you want to know how well you're doing, and it's a good measurement for yourself on effort, and I love competition, so it's nice to know where you are, and it's also nice to feel appreciated, and you definitely feel that when you're seeing these scorecards. If you have questions on your scorecard, make sure that you reach out to your driver manager so that they can walk through it with you. Otherwise, if you can also log into your TransFlow GeoTab unit, and in there's an option for the scorecard, and it'll show you what your scorecard was, so you have a good understanding of it. But anyways, we talked about the scorecard, and we talked about the safety bonus. Well, those are stepping stones for the most part to the next step would be Driver of the Month. Driver of the Month is a stepping stone to Driver of the Year, and Driver of the Year is the last step before Grand Champion. And our Grand Champion, we have one, obviously, Grand Champion every year, and they are a $15,000 winner. So last year, Tom Melton, our Midwest Flatbed, he won the $15,000 last year for the Grand Champion. But we have different division. We have our refrigerated division, our more regional refrigerated. We have our over-the-road refrigerated. We have our Midwest flatbed division, and we have our over-the-road flatbed division, and then we have our owner-operator lease purchase division. And each of those divisions qualify for Driver of the Year, which is a $3,000 bonus, and then, like I said, it's a stepping stone up to the Grand Champion. But to qualify for the Driver of the Year, you first have to get Driver of the Month. Now, you can only earn Driver of the Month one time within the calendar year. Just one time. You can be runner-up multiple times. And, if you take, actually, for the month of July, who won July's Driver of the Month, you will see that some of those names you see quite often as the runner-up, but now they're claiming the title for the Driver of the Month. The Driver of the Month gets a $100 gift card to Walmart, and then a $50 gift card to our Decker store. So you can get all kinds of swag. Somebody was mentioning my cooler yesterday. This is one of several coolers that I have, Decker coolers. But you can get all kinds of things at our Decker store: shirts, cups, mugs, t-shirts. I mean, seriously, gloves, hats, coats, tons of gear to check out. But you get a $50 gift card to the Decker store as well. Our runner-ups for the division, they get a $50 gift card to Walmart and a gift from the Decker store as well that's sent out to them. So let's do some bragging to our Driver of the Month for July, or for June, excuse me. These are our June winners because it's the month following when you earned it. So Mr. Dennis McCubbin taking home the title for the refrigerated division. Congratulations, Dennis. Also, Guy Wise taking the over-the-road refrigerated division winner. Awesome. Congratulations to both of you. Guy was on our Facebook Live yesterday. Totally surprised. Didn't even know that he had Driver of the Month for the for the month of June. So congratulations. Andre Buckner and Curtis Drake are our runner-ups for our Midwest refrigerated and dry van divisions. Diana Rosales is our runner-up for our over-the-road refrigerated division. Congratulations as well. Our Midwest flatbed winner, Timothy Tyree. Congratulations to Tim. And our over-the-road flatbed winner is Robert Skiles. Congratulations, Robert. John Roberts is our runner-up for our over-the-road flatbed division. Congrats. And our owner-operator lease purchase and multiple Driver of the Year award winner, Sean Swallows. So congratulations to Sean. Yes, Sean has held the Driver of the Year. I was trying to remember how many years he had the lease purchase Driver of the Year award. But congratulations. Congratulations. Hey, Dean, how are you? Speaking of Driver of the Year awards, he's had his own. Yes, fantastic. All right. Well, I do want to thank you guys for taking the time and spending some time with me today during our Q&A. If you get a chance to visit with us next week, we'll be live at noon Central yet again. And we're live every Monday at 4 p.m. Central on our Facebook page. So join us there as well. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. And as always, if you have any more questions, you can go ahead and talk in the chat, and I will be responding. Or you can get a hold of one of our recruiters at 877-433-2537. All right, stay safe, and we will be talking to you.